Hey guys, how's it going? Managed to sneak away from a family party on this very beautiful Good Friday to film this Q&A for you. Just towards the end of the day, I wanted to make sure I get this out to you. So without further ado, let's get started. The first question comes from Debbie, and she asks, what would you do if you trained at 5 in the morning? How would you alter your eating schedule accordingly? Well, it seems as though we've irked a lot of people and infringed upon some people's beliefs based on my whole breakfast is a sham post that I put out to all you guys earlier in the week. So if you train early in the day, like at 5 a.m., then ideally what you want to do is, number one, maybe have that cup of coffee beforehand, and then have a higher carb meal afterwards. So my personal favorite post-workout meal is a banana and a glass of raw milk, or a couple of glasses of raw milk. Obviously, if you don't have access to raw milk or you're lactose intolerant, which I am, but for some reason I can drink raw milk, but that goes beside the point. Have something that has protein and carbohydrates in it, but with minimal fat. And then after that, just go about your day. And again, I mean, there are no steadfast rules. It's eat when you're hungry and kind of figure it out. And then if you wanted to bottom load your day with more calories, then by all means go ahead and do that. That's how I would structure it. Now, a couple of things. Number one, Stuart McGill, foremost back researcher, you've heard me talk about him before, has found that if you do train early in the morning, that's the time of day where your back is the most vulnerable. Now, I know we all have families and we all have responsibilities and everything, so training at 5 in the morning might be the only time that you'd be able to train. Just be wary and make sure that you are getting a good warm-up in, and that you're moving around a little bit before you actually get into your workouts. So that warm-up is actually key, and I've read a lot of posts and a lot of studies that say that, you know, you should at least have like a warm drink or even maybe a warm shower. Make sure that you're really bundled up, even if you're working out inside. So that warm-up is really, really important. What happens is when you wake up in the morning, your spine is full of fluid, and that kind of makes your disc very vulnerable to injury or to disc herniations or what have you. And so training early in the morning, always make sure that you've got a good warm-up in, just to make sure that you're loosened up and that you've got all the synovial fluid going and you're really malleable and everything so that you can move. And then after that, hit your workout if you have to train at 5 in the morning. My personal preference and all the studies that I've read has said that the best time to train is somewhere within that 11 to 3 o'clock range, and that's during the day, obviously. So I know that's not accessible for a lot of people. I'm lucky in that I've kind of structured things so that I can train it that day, and that's what I've found is optimal for me. But if you work during the day and you can only train either early in the day or later at night after you get home, or even maybe later after that if you put the kids to bed, then by all means go ahead and do that. Just structure your meals accordingly. So post-workout, higher carb, higher protein meal, not a lot of fat is the best thing to have. So I hope that kind of clears that up. The second question that I've got for you is, it's from Antonio in Montreal, and he asked, what do I do for cardio? So me personally. Now, I'm not into running. The last time I actually remember the last time I ran, it was a day like this, and spring was just around the corner, and I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, and it was beautiful outside, and I wanted to go out for a run. So I tied up my running shoes, I went out for a run, and halfway through the run, probably about 25 minutes in, my peroneals completely shut off or shut down, and they started to really hurt. So the peroneals are the muscles outside of your ankle. That's never happened to me before. So just on the lateral part of your leg, and it took me about a week of going to the chiropractor, getting acupuncture, really trying to get them activated again so that I could do other things and go about my day. And that's kind of turned me off from running for the longest time. So now, if I'm playing sports, I'll go out and run, and that's no problem, but I'm never going to go out and run and for cardio and just run for the sake of, you know, trying to lose fat or whatever. So I'll do hill sprints for cardio. I love doing snatches and swings or even high rep cleans, but most of my cardio consists of me either working with the kettlebell at various intensities or doing some hill sprints if it's really nice outside. I'll push the prowler as well. The gym that I go to, we've got a back alleyway where you can push the prowler and really really give her, I guess. So that's what I personally do for cardio, but I don't do any of the long monotonous running or elliptical stuff, or I mean, I ride my bike for transportation if you want to count that, but that's pretty much all I do. And then the last question comes from Tim, and Tim kind of called me out and he said, you know what, I know you sent an email out today about Mike Whitfield's metabolic finishers. Well, you should be aware that there was a Japanese scientist, I think his name was Izumi Tabata, I know his name was that, so. And he did a study on the whole 2010 workout protocol, doing that for 8 rounds, so a total of 4 minutes. And I cited a study that came out of Queen's University that did the exact same protocol, 2010, but used a different sample. So if you're not familiar with Tabata's work, he used the Japanese speed skating team, male elite athletes, and he had them on an exercise bike, and he made them go as hard as they could for 20 seconds and then took them off for 10 seconds and alternated that protocol for a total of 4 minutes. So that was 8 rounds. The study that came out of Queens in 2012 was college-aged women, so different sample altogether, and what they did was they did 20 seconds of a single body weight exercise. So be it sprints or squat jumps or burpees or jumping jacks or some type of lunge jump, whatever it was, they were using body weight. So if you want to compare the two studies, they're kind of the same in that they use the same method, the 2010 protocol, but the Queen's study, the one that was done last year, has a lot more application to us, people like you and me, because we're not male elite athletes. And so it was hard for the fitness industry to kind of relate to the whole Tabata thing when you're using elite athletes. I mean, you can take elite athletes and pretty much do whatever you want with them and come up with positive results. But what if you took the general population? So general population being college-aged females, although that's not probably the best sample, but close to it as you can. I mean, they were relatively sedentary, not as active, and so that's what they used to test, and they found incredible results. And if you haven't read that email yet, go back into your inbox and check the email, and I'll give you the results of that study and what you'll find. And we use that to back up what my buddy Mike Whitfield was doing with his workout finishers product, because there are a few finishers in his product that use that 4-minute protocol. So Tim, I hope that clears everything up. It was just a different sample size, different population altogether, and a population that was more congruent with my audience and the people that I'm talking to. So I hope that clears it up, and if you guys have any issues with anything that I put out there, always send me an email and let's talk about it, and let's see what we can figure out, and I'll explain to you my logic. That's it for today. I hope you guys, if you guys celebrate Easter, I hope you have a great Easter. Spend it with the family. Just spend as much time outdoors as you can. One last reminder that Workout Finishers 2.0 expires tonight. So the big launch sale expires tonight. You get Workout Finishers 2.0, which is 51 finishers that you can add to the end of your kettlebell training if you like, or you can use them as standalone workouts. In addition to that, you get a free 4-week Metabolic Chaos program. So make sure you snatch that up. Guys, honestly, it's only 20 bucks, and it is well worth its weight. Believe me. So if you get a chance, pick it up. The link to that is below. Have a great Easter, and I will see you guys on Monday, or maybe Sunday. I think I've got a video coming up for you guys about testosterone on Sunday.